So my presentation is about talking about chaos and bringing back chaos to control. And I was thinking about this, and what we do is basically connect and provide visibility of assets on manufacturing facilities and in logistics. But I think that there is another chaos now that everyone is feeling, is the chaos of AI. So we talk about AI everywhere, AI in digital twins and digital passports and all of that. But the problem is how we implement all of that if we are even in using paper on the shop floor, right? And we don't know where the assets are on the warehouse, on the production. You know, we have all these software systems that can help us do that, but they need, most of them, they need human intervention, right? Human picking, you know, human writing on a computer, and how we bring that from really autonomous systems that provide visibility and tracking. And then, of course, we can talk about AI integrating all that and digital twins and all the sensors. So the problem that we identify on the cable industry is really on the drums, you know, the spools and all these assets that are inside the shop floor and the warehouse and are used continuously in the factory. And probably you recognize some of these that I point here. So missing drums, right? That we don't know where they are, if they are on the racks, on the warehouse, or you know, on the production floor. And what happens is a lot of time is spent on manual searching for them. And then worse than that, if you are searching for them or you don't know where they are, it can really delay the production and the costs can mount up. So of course sometimes it's difficult to calculate, right? What is really the cost of not having this visibility? It's hard, because when we ask, you know, the operator if they spend time searching for the drums, maybe the answer is going to be, no, we know where everything is. That doesn't happen, right? But we know that that happens a lot. And we can try to measure that and accumulate these minutes of searching. And then we can have like a calculation of return on investments on this. But it's not just the time and the searching, because if you don't have the data, you cannot optimize, you cannot have a full visibility of the production, of the rotation times, and all that you need to try to optimize the production. So Azitech is like you said, a startup that we are focusing on asset tracking. So knowing where your assets are on production, on warehouse, on the parking lot. And we focus on two main areas. So one is more about inventory management, more about returnable transport items that go around different sites, and you like to know, you know, how many I have, quantities about the different sites. We work in different manufacturing facilities and different segments, so we provide this real-time inventory on that site. But I'm interested here in talking more about the second one, the production asset tracking, that we call it our high accuracy technology, because this help our customers to implement digital twin, you know, to implement real-time and continuous monitoring of their assets on the production flow that enable us to really have a digital work in progress without any human intervention. Also, we track to do that, basically, I'm going to explain later, but we track the forklifts. So also we can basically provide all this information about the forklifts, if they are getting used or not, and track them 24/7. The challenges here are gigantic, right? So if you don't know where your assets are, you have, you know, operational errors that can cost a lot of money, and you can waste a lot of resources when you don't find the right item, right? You need to or produce another one, or even, you know, something gets lost and then is a waste product that stays there, and we are losing money, right? So the lack of this production visibility and warehouse can really impact. And one of the studies points that 15% of the costs of the warehouse are just for mistakes, manual picking, or errors in the humans placing the assets. So 15% of the warehouse costs. So it's a staggering number. And we try to solve this by eliminating all human logging, human picking, and all that. We can automate all the position of all your assets inside the facility with just our technology of tags and gateways. And this enables us to have real-time positioning, right? But better than that, then we can have data, right? And data can help us understand better the processes, measure the processes, and imagine you can maximize your warehouse capacity or even implement, first in, first out digital inventory. And we know, that asset is there for a longer time than the other one with the same material, and we can help you maximize the return of the assets. So how it works? It's quite simple. So we place tags. So here is a real example. So these type of tags, right? So they are really robust. You don't need to worry about the metal industry. We know that they are really harsh, so we are prepared for that. You can place the tags on the drums. You can place the tags wherever you want. It can be submerged. It can withstand all of that, all right? And we place gateways on the forklifts, right? So the gateways go on the forklift. And why? Because that way, we can map and track all the coils, all the drums, just using the forklifts, because the forklifts move them, and we know where the forklifts are. So when they move a drum to a specific place, we know where it got moved, and we log that information. One of the key elements here really is our differentiation on the metallic environment. What this means is that we can place the tags really on metal assets, on metal vehicles like forklifts, and it still works. And this is a unique feature for this type of technologies that calls real-time location systems, because normally when there is metal involved, there is a lot of interference on the radio frequencies that we use normally. So it lacks accuracy and precision on this type of industries, but our focus is really on these metal assets, so we can track and trace them and position them on the warehouse, on the shop floor. Also, this enables us to put our gateways on the forklifts, and this enables the cost-effective and effortless installation. What this means is I don't need to put a lot of antennas on the floor, on the ceiling, on the warehouse to know where the assets are in the typical installations. No, I just equip the forklifts, because on your type of industry, every asset are moved by forklifts. So if I know what forklift and where the forklift is, I can track the asset. And this enables really an easy installation and a cost-effective solution. And then, of course, all of this data goes to our software, and then we have a software that enables us to see that. But the best part is we have an API, so you can integrate these with MES systems or ERP or WMS systems that can integrate these with your own software and just consume our data. Okay, so how it works and how we charge our customers. So it's a subscription model, right? So all the hardware, all the dashboard, all the support is all in a subscription package. So you don't need to think about the upfront costs of equip all the drums that you have. We have a package, you pay for the package, and you can start use it immediately without a big upfront cost. So here is a real example. So imagine that you have 1,000 drums that you want to track, and to move these 1,000 trucks, you have 20 forklifts, right? So these forklifts go indoor and outdoor. Outdoor, we use GPS, right? GPS to pinpoint the position. Indoor, we use our own beacons that are fixed on the walls, on the stations, on the machines to identify where the forklift is, right? And then these 20 forklifts are going to map these 1,000 drums, and you're going to know where the 1,000 drums are inside, outside, wherever in the facility. And we charge a year 36,000 euros, and dividing this by 12 months is 3,000 euros. So basically what we are saying is per month you are paying 3 euros, only 3 euros per your assets. And it can be drums, can be pallets, can be racks, whatever, right? So 3,000 a month, you are following 1,000 drums. Of course, this price can be lower if you increase the drums, you know, and the infrastructure is the same, right? If you have 20 forklifts and 2,000 of these drums, we are going to drop this price, right? Because the infrastructure is the same. Okay, so what we are trying to do is really optimize the production, right? Provide accuracy in your inventory, knowing where they are, and better than that, eliminate all manual labor and search for the drums and errors that picking can and provides, right? So eliminate all of that errors and provide accuracy, and then with our data, you can have, you know, your engineers try to optimize the production with real data. So now we have more than 30,000 tags deployed, more than 200 gateways deployed globally, more than 10 countries now. This is a list of our customers, so they are spread across automotive sector, metal industries, and even retail. So as you can see, this is a problem that a lot of industries have. So we are focusing on manufacturing, and everything that has metal, we try to focus on that because it's really our differentiation on technology. So thank you for inviting me. And yeah, so I think that we can help solve this problem from chaos to control of your assets and your operation.